Hi everyone, my name is Victoria Fernandez and welcome to my channel. I like to inspire mental health. If you're not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe. I post weekly videos about mental health and my experience with bipolar disorder. So with that, in this week's video, I'm going to talk about my experience with sleep paralysis. And basically, I want to talk about that because it is something that has affected me for a long time. I mean, I'm not saying that I get it all the time, but from what I've read, it's something that is very common for people who have bipolar disorder or have anxiety. So I am curious to see if you guys have had that experience and what it's been like. So basically, for me, for a really long time, I believe it started a few years ago, and I have like episodes here and there of like sleep paralysis. But basically what happens to me is that I'm sleeping, and whenever I'm about to wake up, I suddenly can't get up. And that is such a terrible feeling, and it's terrifying because it's usually with a nightmare. And one of the most vivid memories I have, and it usually happens to me when I'm taking a nap. It rarely happens when I'm sleeping at night, but it mostly happens when I'm taking a nap and I'm sleeping with my like my face up. So basically, I was dreaming and I'm having this nightmare, and suddenly like I'm trying to push against something, or like I was trying to get up to either save myself, I don't remember exactly, but I was trying to get out of somewhere, I was trying to do something, and everything just started to move in very slow motion. Like I could not get up. I didn't realize that I was dreaming at that point. It was just like my body felt this huge force, and it was like I just couldn't get out of it. And I don't know how long it went for, but eventually like I get up, but then I fall back. Like I could not with my life. It's like this thing, it's like this huge force, and you just can't get up. Like it just keeps falling back. Of course, with time I've learned that it takes a little bit of time to, for your body to fully wake up, because it's like, in the stages of sleep, you're just not waking up completely or like good, because your brain is like still dreaming. And so basically I am just, I'm terrified, and it feels so like suffocating, and it kind of feels like painful in a way, because it's like you're pushing against yourself, and then suddenly you wake up and it's just like, okay, like fast breathing, like, not feeling so great, and it's just so scary. Like you wake up, at least I wake up kind of startled. And then I've had other ones where I am sleeping again, taking a nap, and I can't breathe. Like I feel like I'm choking. Like I feel like I can't get up, I can't breathe, and I'm like oh my gosh, like like all this kind of stuff. And it goes on for a while. So again, it's very terrifying, and I like to understand why I do certain things. I like to understand, why certain things happen. And from what I've read, it can be common on people who have bipolar disorder or who have anxiety. Something I read was like when you have anxiety, it's usually the one where you're like suffocating. And this stuff can also happen if you haven't been sleeping good, if you're very stressed, which is another thing. Sometimes I get it when I'm really stressed. Now, if it can become a problem. Like not everybody needs to get treated by a doctor, but if it's something that's impairing your life and affecting you so much, then it's important to talk to a doctor and see what you can do to get help for that. For me, for instance, it doesn't happen all the time. It happens sometimes. And if, for example, I know that if I want to take a nap, I shouldn't sleep with my head up. I should sleep on my side or anything else but that, especially when I'm taking a nap, because that makes it more likely, for some reason, I have no idea what, but it makes it more likely for me to have either a nightmare or to have sleep paralysis, which doesn't feel great. And one of the ways that it's gotten better for me is that I now understand what is going on. So if I can't move, I understand that I should stop like pushing. Like I try to be conscious of that. Like whenever I'm feeling like that, sometimes I have the ability to realize, okay, this is sleep paralysis, it'll go in a little bit, try in some time to get up again. And like, that's how I know. I try not to freak out, because whenever I would freak out, I would just feel so terrible. Because I mean, I didn't know what was going on, like, why does my body feel like that? But for me, it has been very important to understand what can cause it, and that way I've been able to minimize it. Now, it's not perfect all the time, and I'm somebody who has a very, very vivid, like, dreaming, like anything that I have anxiety over, with, like, you know, if I have a test and I'm terrified, I might have a nightmare over it. Like, I remember my senior year of high school, there's this one class that I kept falling asleep, and I kept being late to that class, and I didn't mean to. I would just fall asleep, and that also, I mean, that happens to anybody really, but I think one of the medications I was taking would make me very sleepy as well. So then, if I was late one more time, I was not going to be able to accept my final exam of my senior year. And I did not like that class. So it's like, that was a huge no. Like, I am not going to take that test. So basically, I started having nightmares. And I would wake up at 3 in the morning, at 4 in the morning, at 5 in the morning, thinking that I was late to class. And obviously, after that stress went away, then it just, like, it helped me feel better. Obviously, I didn't have that anymore, but I am a very vivid dreamer, and that is something that I have talked to my psychologist about, but not too much. I probably should talk to her more about it. But the way that I've tried to handle that is not, like, getting attached to those dreams, like, not, like, I don't know how to describe it, but like I don't try to think about it all the time, because I've had so many nightmares. But basically, I know that that is something that is meant to be worked with a therapist, because they're the ones that know best and stuff like that. So that's definitely one of my goals, like, for the future, to work on my nightmares, since I've already worked on other stuff. But yeah, I mean, I wanted to share this experience just because I'm curious. I'm curious to see if you guys have ever experienced these nightmares or sleep paralysis, and how you've handled it, because maybe it could help somebody else as well. And also, if you've had these feelings and you never knew what they were about, I will leave the link below to where I've kind of read that information about it, because it is important to know about it so you can know how to deal with it, or if you need to go get help. So I kind of wanted to share that experience with you. I mean, something that's not, like, there's nothing wrong with you. Like, if you have this, it's not like you're possessed or anything like that. It's called sleep paralysis, and there's reasons behind it, and there's ways to make it better. So I hope that you liked this video, and if you did, please don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video. And always remember that there's a light at the end of the tunnel, and a bad day does not mean a bad life.